thanks so much for clicking on this video. Hopefully it won't be a long one. If it is, watch it in 2 parts. I know we all have a lot of stuff to do, so I appreciate all the comments and likes and subscriptions. We got a ton of new music and things that are going into the Funhouse. Of course, to make room, I had to purge a little bit. A guy on one of the videos commented that I wasn't a collector because I'm purging. So apparently to be a collector, you can only consume and not do. So I'm curating. I'm curating the perfect music and toy collection of the universe. So I'm Curator Brian here, and in order to get, like I said, room, I got to get rid of some records I'm just not going to listen to. I'll show you the pile right here. Some good stuff, but just stuff compared to the things that I have, I'm just not going to play. So I'd rather put it out there for people to consume and buy and listen and have a good time with these records. I was hoping to get about 40% of the value of this stack because I brought it to a store. Usually when you bring it to a store, you get about 40% of the value. I think I got about 25% of the value, but I was happy the store took all of them. I didn't get what I wanted, but I got rid of them, so I'm happy. So hey, what am I putting into the collection? Well, I'll start with the little figure here. Devo, right there. I have 1, 2 others of this, the reaction, or I mean the Super 7 kind. And then of course I have the classic ones. Sometimes you can see them above me there. I bought this on eBay. This is the Gene Simmons solo album insert. I never knew they had these inserts. I knew that each of their solo albums from 1978 had the poster, and of course the inner sleeve had a picture of all 4 of the solo albums. But the insert here, so I bought one for Peter Criss, and this is Gene's, and I've seen one for Paul Stanley. I've not seen one for Ace, but I'm assuming they made an Ace insert. But yeah, so I'll put that with my Gene Simmons solo album. Also, when I was in Tampa, I went to Big Redhead Toys. Of course, I lived in Tampa for 8 years, so it's home away from home. Bought a Snow Trooper there to go with my little Star Wars thing. But hey, let's talk music here. I got a whole bunch of CDs. Got this band called Three Teeth. Heard about them on a whim. Oh, they were playing Riot Fest some years back, and I was trying to look into who I should see on what stage. They are an industrial band that's really good. This came out in 2023. This is their 4th release from Three Teeth. This one is called End X. The CDs, a lot of the CDs I get mail order from eBay and stuff like that, they always crack the cases. So if you're mailing out CDs to people, be sure to put a little bit of cardboard or something there so they don't always crack. But anyway, yeah, Three Teeth. The Babies. A few of their albums I still have. A few of their albums I sold back to stores. This is the anthology. This is like all their known songs. Of course, John Waite was their singer. Jonathan Cain keyboards, joined for the last album or 2. This has got some great songs, so I can put those in my iTunes with that CD. Next up is Roger Joseph Manning Jr. If you know the band Jellyfish, Seattle band, early 90s that were pure pop perfection. Their albums go for a lot, even the represses go for a lot. This is the keyboard / guitar. He would sing harmonies. He would sing lead, I believe, on some songs too. The Land of Pure Imagination from 2006. Tons of songs, extra songs, really good stuff. And then this is Catnip Dynamite. Sounds like a superhero or porn star. Who are you? I'm Catnip Dynamite. From 2008. Again, really light, poppy, perfection kind of stuff. Really, really cool stuff from him. I've had, this is one of my favorite albums from 1984. Tooth and Nail from Rockin' with Don Dokken and the Boys. I never had it on CD, and I was at a store. I think it was like $6.99. So I figured, yeah, why not, you know. Years ago, I had a little turntable that would hook up to my iTunes so I could import album tracks. But the sound wasn't that good, so this will be up the sound quality here for my iTunes. Tooth and Nail, this is their 2nd record. This, I think they peaked with this one. Dokken. The Fix, saw them live maybe like 12 years ago. Of course, they're known for their 80s hits. I think they're still around. One thing leads to another. Red Skies, Saved by Zero, Stand or Fall, Are We Ourselves. They got a lot of great songs. So yeah, I found this. I think it was at a state sale for like $1, so I picked it up. Greatest hits. Winterhawk. This has been on my list of things to buy easily for 3 or 4 years since somebody told me about them. They're the Chicago version of Rush. Came out in 1982. If you look up Winter Hawk, there's a few groups with that name, old and new. But this is the band from Chicago with the high-pitched vocals. Really good stuff. Came out in 82. This is a reissue of it on CD. It's also on vinyl, but I wanted to get the CD. I'm tending to get more CDs than vinyl lately, just purely because room. It's easier to store CDs. The Mons, Axes, bold as F-U-C-K. The Mons are a, you got Scott from Apocalypse Hoboken, a longtime Chicago punk band, Andy from Hoboken. You got some great dudes in there. Matt is singing. If you're looking current Chicago punk rock, I don't know the all-age scene, if there's any kids that are doing it, but us older guys are keeping the punk scene here in Chicago alive. And the Mons, top of the heap. This is powerful punk rock. It's the only way I can describe it. If you like loud, snotty vocals and guitars and in-your-face mix of the band, just abrasive and loud and good punk rock to fuel you up. If you haven't heard about it, that's okay. They're a local band. They don't really tour or anything like that, but go check it out. You have no excuse now. It's on vinyl and CD. The Mons. Everyone that likes loud rock and roll, pick this up. You'll thank me later. The Mons. This is the Les Claypool and Julian Lennon Delirium. This is Monolith of Phobes. I got the vinyl of their other album. I think this is the first one. I got the vinyl. The second one, I really liked it, so I wanted to pick up the CD of the first one. Genesis, a band that I like. You know, a lot of people like early Genesis more than the Phil Collins era. Phil Collins' health is really not doing too well right now. Wish him the best. So yeah, Peter Gabriel era of Genesis is one people really like. I don't mind the Phil Collins era either. This is from 1980. This is their 10th album. This is Duke. You might know it from Turn It On Again. I remember as a kid in early grade school, had my little boom box, and there's songs that I remember hearing being played through that constantly. Foreigner, Cold as Ice is one of them, and Turn It On Again from Genesis. So it always takes me back when I hear that song. It's a good album. Judas Priest, Brit of Steel, had the vinyl ever since I was a kid. Finally found it on CD. It's got some added tracks to it, and it's about $8. It's remastered British Steel, Judas Priest. Michael Jackson, I just watched on Netflix, what was it, We Are the World, about how they got all those singers, those 80s people all in one room to do We Are the World, and I got on a kick of Mr. M. Jackson. And the Thriller, the whole video. I remember watching Thriller video in the 80s for the first time, and then we went sledding outside afterwards. It's a great memory I have. But yeah, Michael Jackson, special edition of Thriller. It's got some outtakes and other things like that. I think Thriller, possibly, what, his 6th album, I think, is a solo artist. Megadeth, So Far So Good So What, had this on vinyl ever since it came out. Not my favorite from them. It's probably my top 10 of their albums, but yeah, it's not my favorite. It came out in 1988. This is their 3rd one. But yeah, and the vinyl goes for a good price, but I'm probably going to keep it. But now that I have the CD, you could tempt me to put that vinyl on eBay. Honeymoon Suite, band that I love, got their first 3 albums. I think I got their first 4, but I think the 4th one was purged recently. This has New Girl Now. That's kind of the song that people know from Honeymoon Suite. I believe they're a Canadian band. But yeah, you don't see them on CD very much. I haven't, so I swooped and picked up their first album on CD. Pink Floyd, A Saucer Full of Secrets. This is the Syd Barrett, I believe his last one. He just kind of like wasn't really there for this one. Not for me, it's not... It's I know people love Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun. But yeah, I don't have it on vinyl, and I was like, should I just get it on CD? It's a little cheaper, so yeah. Pink Floyd, Saucer Full of Secrets on CD. Styx. Now, Styx is a long-time Chicago band. They're still out there with Tommy Shaw singing. the majority of the songs. They have a long history before Tommy Shaw. So this is their first album. This is Styx, Styx 2, The Serpent is Rising, and Man of Miracles. So out of these 4 albums, the only hit they had was really on Styx 2. Lady was the big one. All the other ones, just songs that never really broke it. Of course, after these 4 albums, they had hit after hit after hit after hit. So it was really cool to get Styx in there. Speaking about Styx, I'm filling in my Styx collection. There's some I don't have. I didn't have Cyclorama. This does not have DeYoung, I don't think. It just has Tommy Shaw singing a lot of leads. Yeah, it was alright. Not my favorite Styx album. I'm just filling in the holes. T-Rex. Man, I've always heard, all my friends have his albums. I don't own any T-Rex stuff. So I finally bought the very best of T-Rex on CD. Now I'm a little bit cooler. Vinnie Vincent Invasion, of course, Vinnie Vincent from Kiss. This is his first solo album, and I believe the singer on this did a short stint in Journey, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he recorded anything with them, but he was in the band for a little bit. I don't know. So this is the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Again, had the vinyl ever since it came out. Finally saw the CD on eBay for like 10 bucks, so picked it up. Got this at an estate sale, Charlie Brown Christmas. Who doesn't love Charlie Brown Christmas? It's a tradition here in this house. Every Christmas Eve I watch Charlie Brown's Christmas. The only thing that kind of puts me in the mood. So yeah, in Tampa, I went to a resale shop, and they were having half off all CDs. So CDs were 99 cents each. So yeah, I was pretty much going to get anything that was rock and roll because it's 99 cents. So Bad Company, Holy Water from 1990. This is their 9th release, the 3rd out of the 4 they did with Brian Howe on vocals. So it's not the Paul Rogers soul kind of Bad Company that we know. It's more of a poppy, radio-friendly, soulless Bad Company, but it's good. It's fun stuff to hear. And this, Mr. Welcome to the Real World, have the album Forever. What's the big song? Broken Wings was the big song from Mr. Probably, if I ever do a video of the top 10 stupid group names, I know it's hard to pick a band name, but Mr. would be up there. I don't know if Talk would also crack that list, but yeah. Spin Doctors. Stupid name. I also hate that band. Oh, they're so bad. Anyway, I digress. Mr. on CD. This video's already going so long. April Wine, an album that I like, but I purged, but I found a CD for $1, so I'll still have the music of good old April Wine. Jimmy Eat World. This is their 6th one, I believe. We all know Bleed America, which was their 4th one. Great band from Arizona. Power pop. Pop punk, if you want to call them. It's more power pop and rock and roll. Jimmy Eat World, like I said, if you've heard the name and you're not sure what to do, get Bleed American or Bleed America, whatever that record's called. But this is the 6th one. This is Chase This Light. I have it on vinyl, and now I got it on CD. Aldenova from Canada. He's got like 9 albums from his whole career. This is the first one. This was released between like 82 and 83. Of course, Fantasy was the big song from Aldenova. I've had it on vinyl ever since it came out. Now I finally have it on CD. This was also at that thrift store in Tampa, so it was 99 cents. What happened to him? Well, he's still putting out albums, but he actually wrote and produced a few big hits for Celine Dion. He did some for Troy Aikman. No, not Troy Aikman. That's a football player. Clay Aiken, the American Idol guy. Oh, my mind. I'm starving right now, so hunger is in my mind. But I'm not going to eat until I get through with this video. Mail order, I got Black Sabbath with Tony Iommi. This is the 12th Black Sabbath album. You all know it's not a true Black Sabbath album. It's just his solo album with Glenn Hughes singing. Good stuff from '86. This was actually the 2nd Black Sabbath album I ever got. So for me, this was like, hey, this is Black Sabbath. But, you know, it's really a solo project. I love it. I love the vocals, I love the playing, so had the vinyl ever since it came out. Now I got it on CD. Another Black Sabbath album that I've always wanted. This is their 19th and final. It's called 13 because originally the album label, I guess, wanted 13 songs, and they only wanted to put 8 on it, but this has 14 songs on it. So it's their 19th and final album. Of course, it has Ozzy on it from 2013, already 11 years old. 13 from Black Sabbath. Now, speaking about Black Sabbath, I went into Sound Exchange. There's one location near Pinellas Park or Lake Seminole, somewhere there in St. Pete area, and then there's a location in Tampa. I went inside to Tampa, and I was pretty happy. I found a CD that's on my want list for quite some time at a good price. It was only 14 bucks. Now, mind you, it's on my want list just because I wanted to fill in Black Sabbath and hear everything they've ever done, not because it's good. This was the one Forbidden. It was produced, mixed by that Ernie dude who hung out with Ice-T. Ice-T, of course, had or still has his heavy metal band, or had a heavy metal band called Body Count. I saw them live once or twice. Fun stuff. But yeah, the first song, what is it? The Illusion of Power. 2.5 minutes into it, you get a rap from Ice-T. It's probably the most ill-replaced rap, besides that song from Rush that they have a rap in. That's horrible, but it's just not fitting at all. First two songs are just not that good. I think the group is ashamed of this album. It gets okay towards the end. Of course, Tony Martin is singing on this. We're hoping for the vinyl represses of all those Tony Martin era albums coming this year, hopefully. But yeah, they probably won't repress this one. But it's got some good songs at the end. But yeah, this is probably the worst Black Sabbath album by far. Whenever you read the list of Black Sabbath albums, you're probably going to find this one towards the bottom. The artwork is even really cheesy as all hell. I mean, it's even Black Sabbath makes mistakes. Also in this store, I found some King Cobra. Carmen Appice, of course, longtime drummer, Vanilla Fudge, Rod Stewart, little stint in Ozzy, Blue Murder, a band that I love, have their vinyl. But yeah, I found this. This is the first King Cobra album, Ready to Strike. A little cheesy, but it's good rock and roll. This was for 10 bucks. Came out in 85. And then lo and behold, they had tons of King Cobra. King Cobra 3, the third King Cobra album. So that singer on that album did the first two King Cobra albums. And then this singer, Johnny Edwards, who also sang on one album from Foreigner, he got around. So this is 1988. This is their third album, so it's called King Cobra 3. And this guy, to me, sounded like Paul Shortino from Rough Cut. And oddly enough, eventually King Cobra reformed in 2013 and put out their fifth album with Paul Shortino singing on it. And this, I have to say, even though it's called King Cobra 2, because I guess it's like their, what was that, their third or fourth singer? I don't know. I don't know why they call it King Cobra 2. Ask Carmen Appice. But, yeah, with Paul Shortino singing, this is my favorite version of King Cobra from 2013. So it's 11 years old now. And they had Johnny Rod, who played in Wasp for a while. I forget what other bands he was in. Yeah, so he's playing the good old 4-string there. But yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, one more CD. Pup, saw them at Riot Fest. They're like a pop-punk, snotty pop-punk humorous band kind of thing. Came out in 2016. The Dream Is Over from Pup. It's fun stuff. Let's get to the vinyl. I saw this at a store recently. I had these two on vinyl themselves. This is Fistful of Metal and Armed and Dangerous, of course, from Anthrax. These fit on one. They got added songs, all this cool stuff. Never realized this came out until I saw it at a store recently. So I picked this up. So I put those two original on eBay. Auction ends in a half hour. I think they're currently sitting at 31 US dollars, so I'll be happy if they sell for that, because it'll recoup some cash. And the reason why it's not selling for more is my Fistful of Metal. That's a singer without Joey. That's their first singer, sung that one. The cover has like a chunk out of it, but and so I have it on eBay. Here's an interesting eBay story. Let me know if you think I'm wrong or the person's wrong. So on eBay, I have 100%. My seller rating is 100%. And because I take good pictures of it, and I say, look at the pictures closely, and all that. So I sold an album, just like a 8 to 10 value dollar album, like not a high priced album. Sold it to a guy, and he got it, and was like, this is ruined, this is horrible. And he showed me a picture. The corner on the album was bent, how they usually happen. Now, the picture you could see it was slightly bent. And when he showed me the picture that he took of it, it was a little more bent, not horrible, But I asked him, I'm like, oh, well then was the package I sent it in kind of roughed up? Because his first email to me was kind of accusing me of like, you didn't describe this album honestly. Well, besides taking a big picture and saying it has wear, I don't know what else you want me to describe it as. So I was like, okay, but I think that was probably, you know, bent more from United States Post Office, not me. But he wouldn't answer. He wouldn't answer how it came. He just said, look at this, and you're screwing me over by selling me this. And then it had a little bit of wear. So little. The picture, I had to blow it up, be like, oh yeah, there's like a hairline wear in the cardboard of it. So, whatever. I just wanted him to be happy. I was like, all right, let me refund you like 60% of what you paid for the album plus shipping. So you're scoring this album just for a few bucks. I thought he'd be like, oh, that's really cool, dude, thanks. Nope. Sent me another email back accusing me of like, oh, you're not honest. I'm not saying you're not honest, but I'm saying you're probably not honest. Blah, blah. What a jerk. That's why I don't even like sell on eBay too much, because people are just, you sell 100 things, 98 people are going to be fine. Those two jerks are just going to ruin it. So I was like, you know what? F you, buddy. And I gave him 100% refund and said, I don't want it, and blocked him, because I'm like, I don't want you purchasing me again. If you're that anal and you still can't answer the first question I asked you, which was, how did the package come? Was the package itself kind of screwed up? Because then I can recoup from U.S. Post. But I digress. It was just, I can't deal with people. Alkaline Trio, their 5th album from 2005. Of course, Chicago Hometown Heroes. Yeah, their 5th album, 2005. This is Crimson. I've had it on CD ever since it came out. And hey, big surprise. I just bought it on vinyl. Vagrant Records are putting their stuff on 10-inch and reissuing them. Speaking of them, they just got a new drummer, I heard. Why didn't they call me? Matt Skiba, hello. I'm here in my basement, not doing nothing. I'd play drums for Alkaline Trio. I think. I don't know. Like, when you're a kid, it's no-brainer. Of course you want to be in a rock band. Hit the road, boom, do your thing. But as you get older, you gotta weigh, like, do I really want to be away from home? Am I going to sell enough albums that I'm going to get, like, kind of enough to put away 401k? Am I going to retire? Is there health insurance involved in this? Like, you can't have fun like you did in your 20s and stuff on the road. You're older. You got to mature. I don't know. But I would play drums for a band if you called me Alkaline Trio. This is Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs. Yeah. This is what I think I featured this, right? I think I was listening to this in my last video. But anyway, yeah, so I got the Alkaline Trio record. Another local band, like I just said, the guitar player and drummer from Mons played in this band, Apocalypse Hoboken. This is a brand new reissuing of their first album from '93. Good stuff. Oh, sorry, Devo. Whip it good. If you like snotty pop punk, you like your Screech and Weasel, you like your Vindictive, you like your Sludgeworth, you know, boom, you gotta get a Apocalypse Hoboken. If you like loud guitar stuff, Apocalypse Hoboken. There's hair metal, but of course they kind of evolved through the 90s. This is Cinderella. We all know them from the big hair and all that stuff. This is their 4th album, came out in '94, and this is their final album. I thought this looked a little off, and it is, because it's a bootleg copy of it. Don't tell the band. It's a bootleg copy of it, and it's probably from Russia or something. But yeah, '94, 4th album from Cinderella, Still Climbing, bootleg copy. Don't call the police. So yeah, like this shirt I got, my most watched video is that Kiss backstage experience. You have credit along with that experience was to spend $100 at their store. 3 months later, yeah, Gene Simmons took a long time to fill those orders. 3 months later, I finally got the 2 t-shirts I wanted, and of course, Dress to Kill, which I think their 3rd album. I've had this on CD for a long time, but finally got it on vinyl. Haven't even opened it yet. And Carnival of Souls, which is a pretty good album, had it on CD for a long time, and finally got that on vinyl. So this kind of came out at a time that right before Peter and Ace were rejoining, and they redid the tour, was that 96-ish, and yeah, so this album just kind of tanked because no one was interested in not old Kiss, but Kiss without the paint on, and yeah, so I gotta open those up. Barracuda, a local hair band, pop heavy metal band from the Chicago area. Barracuda. When I was playing in a band, we were playing at Thirsty Whale. These are one of the big bands of the Thirsty Whale. This is their, I bought it as a tape. I believe it came out in 1988. And I found in like South Korea, I think of all places, they pressed a vinyl version of it. So yeah, so this is Barracuda. There's a few bands called Barracuda, but this is the Chicago, I guess you would call, hair metal band Barracuda. Vinyl pressing of their tape. Thin Lizzy, Bad Reputation. This is their 8th album from 1977. It's a damn good one. I'm going to go to Ireland again this year. And like last time I was in Ireland, I will pay my respect to the Phil Lynott statue there. Roger Joseph Manning Jr., the guy from Jellyfish. I showed you the CDs. This is a vinyl record of his that I bought. And I'm getting near the end. I'm just because this is a record. This is a record. No Effects, 2 White Trash, 2 Hebes, and a Bean. Color version. How racist can one description of a record get? 1992. This is their 4th album. Probably in my top 4 from them. They got a ton of albums. They're finally calling it quits this year. This has Sticking in My Eye, Bob. Liza and Louise, great stuff. Always had the CD, so now I have it on vinyl. My friend Dave, who is in Not Rebecca, one of my favorite pop punk power pop bands from long time ago. He was in Textbook for a while, the Addisons currently, kind of maybe. One Armed Giant is his new project, and it's called Start Tomorrow. Fans of any kind of power pop, you want to pick this up. One Armed Giant. Second to last but not least, Public Enemy. I don't know, this is their like 20th album or something. This is their latest album from Flavor Flav, Chuck D, Public Enemy, When the Grid Go Down. What you going to do when the grid goes down? I don't know, I'm going to listen to this record. Actually, I won't, because the grid will go down. I'll just spin it on my fingernail and listen, I guess. Overwhelming Color Fast. My friend Joe started an album label. And he's been asking groups from the 90s if they can repress their albums. And then he works out a contract, gets the artwork, and bam, bam, boom, you have Overwhelming Color Fast, a band from, I believe, the Seattle area that got sadly overlooked a lot. They have great records. This is 2 Words. What is it? Yeah, 2 Words. Yeah, this is a great band. Overwhelming Color Fast. Finally repressed, had the CD ever since it came out, like 28 years ago, and finally got the record. Alright, well hey, so all those are all new additions to Brian's Funhouse. Let me know in the comments below what new albums you've gotten, and as always, thanks for watching.